We got the New York Jets versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This is kind of like a makeup game. This is one of the rescheduled ones. It was, I believe, I don't know. I don't even remember what the original one was. But we have Jets versus Chargers. Jets coming off a bye week. Let me just get you with fantasy projections here. Whoever's at quarterback for the Jets is a sit. I actually like LaMichael Pirine this week. And you can start Crowder. I'm wondering if Mims is going to be more integrated. That's more of a hunch thing. For the Chargers, meanwhile, Herbert's a start every week. I like Balaj every week now. I was really impressed with what I saw. I watched the Miami versus Chargers game live. Dude, he's a different type of running back. If you're in a dynasty league, pick him up. Pick him up because Eckler gets to free agency. First of all, I think that moving forward.
Eckler was re-signed. He's on a 4-year.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I needed that for crying out loud. Thank you. But I think that, look, Eckler and Balaj together makes a lot more sense to me than Eckler and Joshua Kelly. I was high on Justin Jackson, David. I was. Seeing Balaj. Look, man, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Balaj. You don't get backs like that. He's like Brandon Jacobs with better moves and receiving skills. He's very good. That should be the backfield of the future for this team. If you're in a dynasty league, regardless, pick him up because he can bounce around and find a nice job somewhere. Keenan Allen, you start him, and I like Hunter Henry. Credit to you. You were on him last week. He did get in the end zone, so there's a feather in your cap, David. But go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, I mean, just give me a second here, guys. If you're listening to the audio only version, just bear with me because I'm gonna stand up and put the mic down. I gotta do a quick. This is my victory lap around my chair. Victory lap. There we go. I had to do one on Kalen Balaj because I was talking about this guy all last week.
You were.
I stayed up until 3 a.m. last Sunday night writing a pro Kalen Balaj thread. And every second of the way, I had my doubts. I had my fears. I knew if this guy did not come out and produce and seize the lion's share of the touches, I was going to get mocked for a very long time. This was going to be a stain that I was not going to be able to wipe off of my record, the Kalen Balaj stain. But here we are, and I am able to do my victory lap because Kalen Balaj is the best running back on the Chargers, not named Austin Eckler.
Yep, you're right.
Me and you have talked about this. You and I should say. I'm an English major. You and I, we have talked about our love for Justin Jackson since the beginning of the year and how we believed in Justin Jackson as a running back. And that belief has not disappeared for me, and I know it has not disappeared for you either. But when it comes down to it, Justin Jackson is a 6-foot, 199-pound running back. He is not the ideal complement to Austin Eckler. He's just not. Kalen Balaj is a 6'1", 228-pound running back with 4.46 speed. Guys, that's Antonio Gibson right there.
And vision.
That's Jonathan Taylor numbers for you right there. Size and speed combo right there for you. He is the ideal complement to Austin Eckler, and I get it. All anyone wants to remember is Miami, how bad he was. Guys, how many times do we have to do this with Adam Gase? Yeah. And just look at players who have gotten away from him and thrived. And I get last year it was Brian Flores, not Adam Gase, when Kalen Balaj averaged 1.8 yards per carry on 75 attempts. But that team had already been destroyed by Adam Gase, was in the rebuilding phase of recovering from the Adam Gase era. And they were starting Josh Rosen in one of the worst offensive lines in the league for his starts. Before they cut him, turned it over to Fitzpatrick, and things started getting better. Kalen Balaj, guys, he faces the Jets this week, who have the 7th most fantasy points allowed. Who coaches the Jets? Adam Gase. I'm mixing up my letters now. I'm so excited. The Jets and Adam Gase. Adam Gase coaches the Jets, and Kalen Balaj gets to face him this week in a second revenge game in a row. He is the top waiver wire claim for this week, and I couldn't be more happy about it.
Yeah, I woke up on Sunday and saw Justin Jackson was on the IR. I had 8 players on my roster on the IR. 3 of them are actually on my IR because we had injury lists. So I had to drop Justin Jackson this week. But who was there was Kalen Balaj was still there. So I picked him up and I started him. Unfortunately, I was playing the guy who had Herbert. and Herbert got, the touchdown run. Like he didn't get in the end zone, but it's coming, guys. I mean, I want to say this again because it's an important point. Like, we were both on Justin Jackson. I was a little on Justin Jackson, I think a little bit earlier than you in terms of being the better fantasy guy than Joshua Kelly. Just because I've seen it before. I've seen it in other seasons. But Balaj, you were earlier on him than me. I finally saw him in game action. I'm admitting, everybody, he's better than Justin Jackson. So, and
I just want to hit on that for one more minute, because I feel like this is one of the most important topics of the episode.
It is,
because a lot of people are going to continue to write off Kalen Balaj, even after he's had 2 solid fantasy performances in a row. And Justin Jackson, guys, look at what this team has done. Justin Jackson's produced. Joshua Kelly, who's averaging 3.2 yards per carry and just 1.5 after contact, he's had 4 double-digit fantasy points games. Troy Pope had a 67-yard rushing game. Every single running back between Eckler, Jackson, Kelly, and Pope has a 5-reception game this season playing with Justin Herbert. So this team, this system is churning out fantasy points for the running back. It's great news for Kalen Balaj. Do not write him off because of Miami.
Yep, I completely agree with that. Let me hit you with the line here. Let's see. New York Jets plus 10 off their bye week against the Los Angeles Chargers. Who you got?
I think the Chargers are going to score a lot of points in this game. I can't, in good conscience, bet on the Jets. I'm going to take the Chargers here, even with the big spread.
I think this is the week that the Jets upset somebody. I got it right when I picked the Jets over the Patriots in terms of spread a couple of weeks ago. I feel like this is the game that they steal from somebody, because the Chargers, although I like them and I love their trajectory moving forward, they haven't put all the pieces together. They really haven't been playing complete games yet. The Jets do not want to go winless. I'm going to take the Jets to cover the spread. I don't know if they'll upset or anything like that. But the Chargers, I like them quite a bit. I think the Jets, just the 10 points, I'll take that there. Next game on the list.